with some effleurage, kind of using the heel of my hand, a little bit of the blade action of my thumb. I can utilize the other one also. I just have to be careful that I don't go too far up here because I'll hit the side of breast tissue. Here we go. Now, this right here is not a stroke you learn too much in this school, but it's called compression broadening.
Yeah, you showed us that before.
Right. I want everybody to learn to start doing compression broadening strokes because they really work. When I'm pushing in there, I'm not crimping. I'm just pushing my heels of my hands downward. In order to avoid this, I push my fingers under, but I'm not grasping with my fingers at all.
I thought in the last class in Swedish, you said compression should always go away from the heart.
In the arms and the legs, compression should go towards the heart. Towards the heart.
Always towards the heart.
In the torso, it really does not matter. Prove me wrong.
She said away.
I heard towards the heart, always.
Yeah. I've heard everything.
Who the heck said that?
And then compression.
That's not good.
And bring the blood back up.
Yeah. You got to bring it back.
Compression toward the heart.
Yes.
And in therapeutic work, it makes no freaking difference. None whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay? That's in energetic hoo-ha, and we're doing therapeutic work, not energetic hoo-ha work. Just saying. Okay? So I'm going to warm this entire area up, but I am going to specifically work right here in the triceps. So first thing I've done is warm that area up. Next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and use some fists on this so I can just come right up the entirety of that muscle. Is that okay, Michelle?
Yes. That's great.
Coming a little more laterally. Coming a little more medially. There we go. Now, we're going to start getting specific on this thing. And I'm going to start right here and with my thumbs right in this little dip, not on the electron process, just above it where the tendon is. I can actually feel it. I'm going to push right there, coming right up. I saw that.
That feels great.
Then I'm going to come over a little more laterally. Then I'm going to come over one more lateral. If I go over another one, I'm going to actually be on brachialis. I'm going to come right up through here medially. Now, medially, I'm careful not to go too far, because right in here, I can feel my thumb dip in. There is a nerve easily accessed right there. And then also in between the medial and the lateral heads, on the other side of the long head, we can get to the radial nerve, which sits in this radial spiral, which is right along in there. So I'm just careful to kind of avoid those areas. And then we're going to right in here. And this is where I'm going to go right into that area where I was. And I'm going to say, push out against me. Relax. And I know I'm right on the infraglenoid tubercle. But this is where I'll say, push back against my hand. Now, push up. There we go. And I'm definitely right on the triceps because I felt Terry's minor contract above where my thumb is, and I felt Terry's major contract below my thumb. So I know I'm right on the attachment of the long head. Okay. And whenever I do friction, I like to go back and do some, I call it make nice, but even my make nice has some firmness to it. Because I never work, like this all the time.
Put them to sleep.
Well, I've always got a bit of compression. When I'm talking about using compression, I'll show you up here. Push into where the tissue pushes back at you. You can push deeper than that, but you've got to warm the tissue up. But if I just lay my hand lightly on there, I'm really not doing anything. But when I push in to the point that I can't push down anymore without actually, body mechanics, then I know I'm right where I need to be. So that's the depth that I start with.
Well, I wonder why too. Like when I get waxed, they do kind
They
of
compress.
heavy compression. What is
After
it?
they wax you, right?
Yeah.
After, to increase circulation.
And it helps the pain.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It does help the pain, yeah. Certainly.
I'm gonna get this down.
You can tell I need waxing. Okay, so now down here in this tendon area, I'm just going to kind of put my thumb and scrape. This is a tendon scraping technique, but I'm taking care not to go into these two little dips on either side of the condyles, because that's where the nerves are. So I'm doing this little tendon scrapey right in here. There we go.
That feels good.
And I can feel her tendon. It seems a little tight to me, so I'm going to kind of do a little frictioning around either side of it. Is that okay, Michelle?
Yep.
She's gonna be nice and loose.
I don't
She's-
know if I'll ever be nice and loose, but
Like
We're
that,
believing it.
like
for
that
you,
commercial on
Michelle.
television. It's going to have that kung fu arm. Snap, snap.
We're
Instead of-
speaking it into existence.
That's an interesting.
Michelle, do you have the Jimmy arms?
Jimmy arm.
It's from a Seinfeld reference.
Oh,
The Jimmy arms when you're sleeping and you get whacked from the arms. It's like a involuntary movement. Or she's got the Jimmy legs.
no, not
Yeah.
that bad.
they're also showing in this area using that tool, which I don't mind showing you the tool use. And they're just kind of putting that tool in there, friction just a bit with it without the tool.
Oh, using the bevel. Okay.
That, yeah, the bevel in. You're not. That's not a gliding tool. Thank
I
you.
thought
sir.
it was called a T-bar.
It is a T-bar.
Yeah.
They make these T-bars with more rounded tips or flat tips. This one actually has the bevel tip, and it's for getting in specifically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull her up fascially a little right here, and then put that in right there like this, and just kind of friction it just a bit. If you hold the tool this way, it is a weapon. So you hold the tool more like a stylus, and you get in here and you can friction. Now, because I felt some tension along the edges of this, without going into there, because that's where the nerve is, I'm going to push that right in there to the edge of it and give it a little up and down frictioning.
That feels good. Wow.
And on her, I think that we're going to really see a difference. In fact, it is loosening up right now. There we
So
go.
do you have one of, do you use one of those?
I do not. My thumbs do everything.
Your thumbs feel better than the bar, just so you know.
Thank you. Because I used to use thumbs. I used to use a variety of different tools when I first got
How
to
do you
school.
get them from not burning out?
I use them correctly. I use them correctly. See that straight line? And if you have thumbs, sometimes when I'm working, I really do need to get a little more pressure in. One thumb or my fingers over the other one,
Yeah.
and then it supports it so it doesn't buckle. My thumbs don't buckle though. If your thumbs do buckle, you can strengthen them up to a certain extent, but it's more ligamentous. So the thumb savers may or may not help you, although I didn't realize they didn't make them small enough. Yeah. I'm just going back and doing a little make nice to that area.
Underneath like that triple XS.
Triple XS.